didn't help me. I always felt that it was mind over matter. You know, any drug of any kind is a mind-altering substance. That's all it is. It's a mind-altering substance. Yes, if you try to get off of it and you go, as they say, cold turkey, it's gonna be rough. You know, and the easiest thing you ever did was picked up that first hit of whatever drug of choice that had you where you are, whether it's alcohol, cocaine, or whatever. You'll never get me to say marijuana is a drug. Okay, they told me, I think the thing is, they say about marijuana that it's the gateway to something bigger. That's crock of shit. Okay, you know, people who tell you that is just people that just don't want you to try drugs, period. So they'll tell you, if you smoke marijuana, you're gonna do crack. And that's a big lie, you know, cause I stopped doing crack and you can't tell me I can't smoke me a blunt every day. Okay, and I know doggone well that I'll never pick up another crack rock again in my life. You know what I'm saying? But that was a choice that I made for me. So I'm gonna start you off with just by letting you understand the foreword of this book. And it says, doctors and society have labeled addiction as a plague, and addicts have been coerced into believe that they're sick. So with this mentality, they enter into programs not to stop doing drugs, but to be cured. There is no cure for addiction. Once you get addicted to something, you're going to be an addict all your life. It's just as you go backtrack. Understanding that drugs of any kind is a mind-altering substance. If you truly believe a program can cure you, then this needs to be repeated because you're in denial. Not to throw salt on recovery programs because some take this path and it works. That's if you're trying to save your job or keep a relationship. You're going to need more than 2 weeks or 30 days to save your life. If you decide to change people, places, and things, you're forcing yourself to run from humanity. Drugs and people will always be around. If you have to change, not people, not places, you. Drugs make you weak. It doesn't control you. It disrupts your chain of thought. Here's what worked for me. Now, mind you, what worked for me may not work for all addicts. So here it is. Stop. It's what is called loving someone means sometimes saying goodbye. I'm trying to ignore these feelings, and no matter how hard I try, it's true that loving someone means sometimes saying goodbye. It may not be what you want to do, and the timing may not be right. You knew from the start she was breaking your heart, so are the feelings you tried to fight. It's obvious this shouldn't be, and you know you're living a lie. It's true that loving someone means sometimes saying goodbye. They're not worthy of the love you give, yet you give it anyway, and now you're finding it hard and contemplate to pull yourself away. You see them every other day and it hurts your heart so much, but the only thing that's on your mind is her love or feel a touch. You're pushing your heart to the limits and your hair's turning gray. You try to forget about loving her, but these feelings won't go away. You have pictures of her etched inside your mind, and like a slideshow you review. The image of loving her hurts so bad and it's slowly killing you. Loneliness has engulfed you, sadness fills your soul. Erasing the images in your mind has become a lifetime goal. Still, every time you delete one picture, another one appears. The thoughts of her fills the wells of your eyes, and you compensate with tears. You cry so much, your eyes are puffy, they look like you've been in a fight. But you can't erase the way you feel, so you cry throughout the night. You're searching your soul for an answer. The pain is so intense, you want to die. Just remember, it's true that loving someone sometimes means. I wanted to also tell y'all this, that when I sent this book to the person that was supposed to be doing the editing for me on this book, we actually got into a big argument about the structure of my book. And I had to explain to her that if you take even one word out of a poetry piece, you can just blew that whole piece. Okay? Poetry is not always going to be analytically correct. You know what I'm saying? Words might not supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? But I told her, that's what poetry is. You know? You might say, well, that don't sound right, but it's perfect. It's just the way that I wrote it. I said, don't take anything out, because if you do, this isn't fiction that you're reading. Okay, this is something that someone poured out of their heart and they wrote it. Just, as I come at the beginning of this book, I said, I didn't want her to change anything because there may be some things in here that's not right, but that's how it was when I wrote it. And you'll see the growth in the pieces when I do it. So that was from the first chapter, which was to my higher power. The next chapter, I just flipped through and found it real quick. And the recovery part started seeping in, and then cobwebs came off. And I had this idea to write this piece, and as I was sitting down writing it, I started reflecting back to some things that I had done that I wasn't too proud of. You know? And this is where the title and this piece came from. It's called Teardrops Are Reflections from the Soul. If you could read my teardrops like the pages in this book, you would have to dig deeper than just the surface to get a closer look. My teardrops are reflections from the soul I release to ease the pain from gathered up emotions keep stored within my brain. These thoughts I keep heavily guarded way down deep inside my mind, in a place where even the best psychologists can't unlock and find. I store them in this hidden place to release as I deem fit. Yet once I let go, it becomes an overflow of emotions that won't seem to quit. I carry this pain as a reminder of where I used to be. Lately, these thoughts are unbearable and are always haunting me. I'm trying to deal with life on life terms and deal with this arsenal of grief. I'm fighting these forces within myself in search for some relief. I'm running a relay race with myself, and winning is the goal. I cry to relieve my soul of life's pressures. Teardrops are reflections from the soul. A corrupt police department, a system based on lies. Innocent men incarcerated, now Americans hear their cries. See, black men were arrested, tortured, and beaten. In the South, the cops rode horses and wore whiter than sheets. When a white witness and a lineup was clearly all it took, a telephone book threw left and right hooks, and the police produced the crook. He screamed, they beat me, they punched me, look at the bruises on my face. 2 white officers and a black man, this has nothing to do with race. And we've been screaming out for freedom for years, but what justice did it bring? They're filling up prisons like slave ships. I thank God for Dr. King. Now, DNA is the future of law enforcement. Now the innocent is being acquitted. But back in the day, they flipped the D and the A, and it meant another nigger did it. Now, inmates are crying out for redemption for crimes that they didn't commit. Like Johnny C. said in the OJ case, this damn glove just doesn't fit. Then as soon as election time grows nearer and that margin of victory gets slim, then politicians start hearing those inmates who scream, pardon me, it was him.